role model, not only for his littles, I said littles, but also for the hundreds of youth he counsels throughout the Los Angeles area. Through the years, Mike has been matched with 4 littles, including his 2 current little brothers, through the Deaf, Hard of Hearing program at the Catholic Big Brothers of Los Angeles. As a Big Brothers, Mike is an example of how to flourish in the face of adversity. He has taken his own experience of being a hard of hearing child and turned them into a positive contribution to other deaf, hard of hearing youth. His littles not only receive the benefit of his friendship, but the inspiration of watching and learning from Mike's tremendous contribution to the community. Born with a hearing loss, Mike went on to obtain 2 master's degrees, being able to minister to hundreds of kids in a juvenile detention system, and became a high school special education teacher. He has an endless supply of caring and guidance for any child in need. In recognition for all that he has done as a big brother in the community, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the winner of the 2000 Valvoline Caring Hands Gold Award for the Big Brother of the Year, Mike Bowler and his little brothers, Edgar, Matt, and David.
I have to thank the incredible people at Catholic Big Brothers because they believe in me so much they nominated me for this award. And Ken Martinet, the director, my caseworker, Jane Armstrong over here, incredible people, Edgar, Rosario, Ann, thank you all, because you're always pushing me. I also want to thank the National Committee for selecting me. I honestly don't know if I have earned this honor more than thousands of other Big Brothers in the country, but I do know I personally don't need it, because my reward is right here. Edgar, Matthew, and David. All boys become men, that's a given. These guys here have become decent, caring, giving young men, of whom I am personally very proud. As for myself, I've been blessed by God for being part of this program and to have them in my life. The 3 of them are from separate families, different neighborhoods, and yet we, over the 17 years I've been with the program, and they have overlapped, all of them, we are a family. We are a family, and nothing will ever take us apart. As a child with a hearing loss, I grew up not knowing other children who were hard of hearing. A lot of kids wore glasses. No one was hard of hearing. Only elderly people. I apologize when they're in the room. Elderly people were the only ones that were hard of hearing. And when I went to Catholic Big Brothers for a Big Brother, I had no idea that they had a deaf and hard of hearing program, which was, I believe, the first of its kind at that time. And I said, well, that could be interesting because I can obviously relate to a child who's hard of hearing. And when I got Edgar, he was the first young person I ever had in my life who was hard of hearing. And we could relate to each other on that level. And the relationships just grew from there. But I do have to say that with all the other volunteer work that I do, I know that these 3 young men here are among the lucky few Maybe not because they got me personally for a big brother, but because they did get a big brother. And I know how many are on the waiting list all the time, just waiting to see them. Thousands of boys who have no one. Those boys will grow into men too. But what kind of men? Are they going to be caring, decent, and responsible like these? Or self-absorbed, irresponsible, and destructive, like a lot that I meet up with in juvenile hall? I learned how to be a responsible man, how to put people first by watching my own father, who unfortunately could not be here for this. He passed away in 1989. But he set the example for me. And what he passed on to me, I have tried to pass on to them and all the other boys that I mentor. There's a very strange idea that I hear floating around the country these days that kids don't need a father, that a father isn't necessary, it's sort of an extra, like the cherry on top of your ice cream. But I want those people who think that way to spend some time with big and little brother, or go with me to juvenile hall sometime and tell that to all those boys. You can see the need in their very eyes, burning like a hunger. Matt was like that when I met him. He was 7 years old. Within 10 minutes of the first meeting, he was sitting on my lap. He called me on the phone 3 or 4 times a week for about 3 months, just to talk, but mostly to make sure I wasn't going to desert him. It's not like these boys want a lot of stuff. We're very stuff-oriented in this country. We think having a lot of money and things brings happiness, but it doesn't. These are just distractions. And fatherless boys know that. Distractions can only fill a void for a limited period of time. They can't hold a candle to the continuing presence of a man who loves them of his own free will. It's not about men giving presents. It's about men being present. To a lonely boy that is worth all the stuff that money can buy. When I tell men that I know about Big Brother's program, the usual response I get is, I don't have any free time. But they always have time to watch the Super Bowl, or go to a baseball game, or play golf, or watch the car, or go to the movies. Because they want to. And if they really wanted to, they could have a boy do all those things with them. Because that's the need. Presence. Someone who can model for them what it means to be a man. Not a perfect man, just a decent one, like my father did for me. I can't recall any specific gifts I've given these guys over the years, but I vividly recall all of their graduations, grammar school, junior high, high school. If they go on and graduate to college, I will be there for that. When Matt was in a school play, I was there. When he played publicly in a band, I was there. When David went to the California State Science Fair this year, I was there with him. Presence, freely given, proves love. These guys know I love them. Just like all the other kids I know I love them, that I work with. They know that because I'm there when they need me. And especially I'm there to validate their positive achievements. Because if positive is not validated, boys will turn to the negative, and juvenile offenders are created. Now, I'm very excited that our agency, Catholic Big Brothers, is now got a new program working with probation kids, the same ones that I have worked with for 16 years that are locked up in detention facilities, trying to find mentors for these boys. They all want me, but unfortunately, I can't be everywhere. These kids usually don't even have a stable mother, Matt and David and Edgar, let alone any kind of positive male role model. Their need is even greater. Henry was a little boy when I first met him, 12 or 13 years old, very small, in juvenile hall. Small head, big ears. Little gang tattoo on one earlobe. He was streetwise, hard on the outside. Didn't smile. Why should he? When he was 8, He watched his father murder his mother right in front of him, and he couldn't stop it. His father went to prison, was killed there. Older brother was never around because he was running the streets gangbanging. Henry had nobody but the system, the streets when he was out, the gang, drugs, nothing positive. Until I guess he met me. He kind of grabbed onto me pretty quickly, as hundreds of others have done. It took me a while, many visits, before I get him to melt that hard exterior. But when he finally smiled one night, it was like sunshine, lit up the room. I never gave Henry much stuff. Some basic things like shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, stuff that makes us feel like human beings and not animals. But nothing big. I just spent time with him, talking and laughing and listening to his feelings. He used to sign his letters, "Your pal Hank." I visited him a lot in juvenile hall, juvenile camps, boys' home, wherever he went. I sat with him in court because there was no one. I sat with him in court the day he asked the judge to send him on to youth authority, which is prison in California, because he did not want to go back to camp. He had too many enemies there. And the judge reluctantly agreed. Youth authority was a 4-hour drive from where I lived. But I had to go there too, because Henry had the need. And it was much more important than anything I might want to do that particular day, or any inconvenience it caused him. He often told me that I was the man he wanted to be when he grew up. When he was 19, he was paroled back to his old neighborhood, to a halfway house. He got a job in an auto garage and even reconnected with his older brother, who finally started working and kind of cut back a little bit on the gangbang. But then Henry disappeared. After all the time I had spent with him, over 5 years or more, he was suddenly gone, and I had no way to find out where he was. A year or more went by, and I got a letter out of the blue. No return address, scribbled handwriting on the front. Inside was a hastily scrawled note. It said, "You don't know me, but I'm Henry's brother. I know you because Henry talked about you all the time. And I got your address because he saved all your letters. I wanted you to know that Henry never forgot you. The reason you haven't heard from him is that Henry is dead. Killed in a car crash. Cut off his head. I wish I could meet you or even tell you my name, but I am on the run for murder that I didn't commit. But I wanted to thank you for being the big brother to Henry that I never was. God bless you." Even a lifelong gang member, criminal by society's standards, someone who had the worst possible role model for a father, even he recognized that need for presence, and he had to stop running long enough to say thank you. I would challenge any man who complains about declining morals of our youth, or how the kids of today are out of control, or they'll say they can't understand how a Columbine or a Springfield, Oregon kind of shooting can occur. I would tell him, if you are not out there personally mentoring a fatherless boy in need, then you have no right to even comment, because the solution is right in your own mirror. You, a man giving his time and his presence, giving himself. There are really no more words I can express the excitement and sense of fulfillment I've gotten from watching Edgar and Matt and David and Henry blossom from boys into good men. Matthew is in college to be a teacher. Edgar is a computer technician. David will graduate high school next year. They're good people, and I'm so proud of them. Yes, I've sacrificed a lot of my time, but I wouldn't trade a single moment of it for anything. And I believe they are the ultimate solution. they can pass on what they have become to other needy children. And then the world really will be transformed, one kid at a time. And I've learned a very valuable truth from all those boys in detention. They've been abused, abandoned, beaten, rejected, hated, and scorned by most of society. But when I show them even a smidgen of love, they return it tenfold. Despite the horrors they've suffered, they can still love. They can still hope. And they made me realize what a true gift life is. I thank you very much for this honor.